about your family and friends, to your husband and your wife. I can tell you about mine and what's been applied. So stay tuned and buckle in for the ride. My past experiences are for your ears to hear. I'll tell you tales from my past year. May do a review on some beauty products. You can catch me on the stream when the grease is popping.
The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
Okay.
The love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
When the road is bumpy and everything is tricky, gotta live and love and show it on the daily. You do your thing and I'll do mine. No judgment here, there's only love on my mind. It's not always right, some things are not easy. We can toss and turn until we make it easy. Keep a smile on your face and encourage one another. We only live one life, so we gotta love each other.
Love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
Oh yeah.
The love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
The lesson we learn won't stop or block us. We're all in the past, so let's get to walking. Live and love each day as your last. It's funny how time can flash. This is your life, so you better live it. If you really want something, work hard to get it. Join me on my journey and watch the show. We'll do it one more time, but by now you should know.
Love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
Yeah.
The love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
Okay, okay.
Love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
That's right, girl.
The love and live show. The truth, the real, to tell you how you feel.
We out.
Yo. L&L. L&L. L&L show. It's hot, taste it hot. I'm ready. Love and live. Let's go. Love and live show. Motivation speakers. Positive affirmation. Tune in every week. We need a Monday family meeting. Eli always cheating. Relationship advice on Wednesday so you don't go creeping. Thursday game time. Come in and unwind. Friday night shout out time. Creators grind and shine. Pop up at the pop up. Shop up at the shop up. Get your bomb.com seasons for your potluck. Tropical morning for your royalty. Love and live empire bringing all the heat. It's time to turn up. It's time to turn up. You wanna taste that heat? Try to taste the heat. Hot sauce, that sweet heat is banging like this beat. Chocolate burning, little mild watermelon. Dynamite's the truth. Have you
Bigger nephew,
Lenora?
she know it's the truth.
Chris. Everybody love Chris. Love it,
It's the love
Hey,
and live
hey,
show. It's the love and live show.
love and live.
It's the love and live
We be laughing, having fun.
Get up, please stay up and live. Get up, please stay up and live.
love and live each day as if it was your last.
The love and live show. The love and live show. And live. Love and live.
Yep.
Visit Love and Live
Step into the light where hearts unwind. Conversations deep where love's defined. In the realm where truth takes the stage. Love Lounge opens up the page. Love Lounge, let's take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Whispers of wisdom in every word. Connecting hearts that might have blurred. take a dive in the stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. From passion's peak to tender care, journey with us, we share, we dare. A space for hearts to bear their truth. Love Lounge, bringing fresh roots. Love Lounge, just take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge with fresh roots. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive. Stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. You guys know what it is. It's the Love and Live show. And every week here on the Love and Live show, we get into a little bit of Love Lounge. All right. That's every Wednesday. We have, a relationship discussion, talk about different topics. And, today's it's the same. It's the same kind of program. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into all of that. But before I get into all that, I want to make sure that I welcome some folks in. We got some people in the chat. We definitely want to get to them. And even then, we got to get that Love Lounge music going, right? Let me get something going on in the background. But anyways, with all that being said, I hope everybody's been enjoying their day so far. And I hope everything, has been coming together nicely. I know over here on the other side of the screen, we've been working. We've been doing some different things. Queen Nora is feeling a little under the weather, so y'all want to send her a prayer, feel free to do that. All right. I'm sure she would be happy to hear about something like that. But again, y'all, I'm going to welcome some people in. All right. So starting from the top, we got to welcome some folks in. All right. It's not just any kind of fall we're looking into. All right. It's a special kind of fall. We've got the Bud Files. Bud Files is in the building. Nice to see you, Bud Files. Thanks for joining us today. Nice to see you in the place. We have somebody who's in it to win it, okay? And that is Carmen for the win. Carmen is in here. Nice to see you in here. And as you guys know, we do Monday. That's family meeting. It's Wednesday today, so we're stepping in for Love Lounge. But make sure you guys check in on us tomorrow because we'll be doing a little bit of game time, all right? We'll be playing some games with y'all. It's interactive. You just type in chat to play. So, like I said before, we're in Love Lounge, and we always talk about something different every week. And this week, we're going to be bringing up some different situations and kind of talking about them, giving our perspectives. Sometimes we just talk about something like overall, we might just talk about a general topic. Well, today we're going to be talking about a general topic, but also getting into some situations and circumstances and giving our opinion. All right, and that is breakups. So today we're going to be talking about some breakups. Was the breakup justified? Was that being a little bit messy? Was it right? Was it wrong? Does it really matter? We're going to be getting into it all today here on Love Lounge. And, Queen Lenore, you're going to be joining us for this conversation today? So she don't know she'll be joining us for the conversation, but she is here. So if y'all want to say hello to Queen Lenore, we can go ahead and get into that. But before I get into breaking those situations down or getting into those conversations, I do want to make sure that I show y'all one more thing. So you guys seen this series songs and music before we got here, but I forgot to display the one that we made for our members. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that, and then we're gonna step in the love lounge. All right. Again, thank y'all for joining us today. Can't wait to get into the topics.
Bring me my money. So fuck with rap energy, can bring it groove. Bring me my money. Ooh, we work, yeah, we grind. Membership strong, ain't no denying. Run me my money and respect the crew. You know how we do it. Now let's get to it. Look on Reeves, she stays so clean. Kicking it with the roots on the winning team. Boo bad Sandra, always keep it live. GJ3, drop a word, make the spirit rise. Transition 3, watch flex so cold. April showers got the new so bold. Event doors pouring up that mix. Oreo mouse got the color so crisp. Amateur required, keep the fish on deck. 7-5 media, got the paint strokes fresh. Stays crafting magic so mean. House of X, stay running the scene. Leonard Doyle, hands so gifted. Essential oils got the vibe uplifted. Precious pieces bring that glow. Chill got the cool, let's start the show. We ain't playing, this the movement. Squad too deep, keep improving. Cash app, super chat, stack that check. If you rock with the crew, better show respect. Cause it's far too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause it's far too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause it's far too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause it's far too funny. The shit song, run me my money. The shit song, and the shit song.
All right, y'all. We are back. Hope y'all enjoyed that. The membership song. All right. So, with that all being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get into the topics today. All right. We got to welcome somebody in. All right. She's joining us today, displaying her life. Okay. You got to go ahead and check her out. We've got Life with Marlene. Welcome in. She says, hey, so nice to see you in here today. And again, today we're going to be talking about breakups. All right, we're going to be giving our own perspective, giving our opinions on it. Is it justified in certain situations? When they just being messy because they handle a little bit better. We're going to be talking about it. All right, so I guess let me pull up. I got a couple I'm going to be getting into today. But with that being said, I'm going to pull up my first one, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. So this one right here. Go. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I had to get my little notes together. So this one right here. All right. We got fiance kind of situation. And they having some issue. All right. And I guess let's just cut to the chase. All right. We got fiancés. All right. The man in the relationship is having an issue because his lady, she's trying to go on a girls' trip. So them being together for a while, he kind of knows her friends, knows kind of the people she kind of runs with, and she let him know, the last time he went on one of the girls' trips, that one girl, Bessie, that she always be around, she went and cheated on somebody. Not only that, the other girl, the other girl I'll be hanging with, she went to cheat with somebody too. And so now they doing this whole girls' trip. He's like, all right, you got a whole band of people cheating and nobody's going to hold anybody accountable. Now he's worried about his woman going on this trip. It's been really getting to him. They've been really having some issues. The arguments have been, piling up and blowing out. And now he's thinking about breaking things off with her all over this trip here. So that's how he packaged it and displays it to us. His fiance is going on a trip with some ladies that have been unloyal in the past, and he's not feeling it. And she's still wanting to go despite no matter what he's saying. And at this point now, he wants to break things off. The engagement and everything is just throw it all away. How you guys feel about that? When I seen that one, I was immediately like, I could kind of understand where he was coming from, but at the end of the day, right? He got with her and she's been, I guess, honest with him in terms of what everybody's at, their intentions, how they're moving and everything like that. It doesn't seem like she's trying to be malicious about anything. And the only reason why I could see this being an issue is maybe if she has done something in the past that could make him feel that way. But I'm going to have to go with Marlene in the chat. That's controlling. If you can't trust him, don't be together. Honestly, if you feel like he can't, have the surveillance and everything like that, why would you want to even do that? Why would you even want to be put in that stressful situation? There's no point in being with that person if that's all it's going to be. So I have to agree with you, Marlene. That seemed a little bit controlling, and honestly, kind of chop it up right there. If you can't trust them, don't be together. But yeah, in this situation here, he was really looking for I guess her to maybe not go. I don't know. If you put money down and everything like that, it just none of this really seems too reasonable. And I guess maybe his mindset he could be worried, and he never put the detail in if anything happened between them previously. So, I feel like that would be something that you note and make sure that you put down. He didn't put anything like they have a history and she slipped up, did something, or he has his suspicions about anything. So, all this to me is kind of coming left field. How you feel about that, Queen?
I'm going. You need to break up with me. I don't care.
In a situation like that, you put your money down. You got the girl trip
put my
ready.
money down. Just because my friends are doing something doesn't mean I'm doing it. I don't think I'm grown enough to do it. And you're not dating my friends, you're dating me. So
Exactly.
if you don't trust me, then we don't need to be together. Literally, let me prove to you that I did do something wrong. You could probably have a better case with me, but literally, you just going off because of what my friends do. They're all hoes. I can't love the one that ain't hoe.
And that's my thing too.
And just because they're hoes don't mean they're good friends to me.
And she's been forthcoming with everything. So to me, it's like I don't understand where.
But I feel like if one's a hoe, everybody's a hoe.
Everybody,
if
yeah,
one does this, everybody is this. That's what they tell me.
Yeah, if something did happen, I could see, nobody's gonna tell. But at the same time, it's not like it's just not adding up for me. The whole situation, if you zoom out of it, it's not all adding up. Exactly. Like the vacation is not gonna be the only way for that to happen. If you feel like she's gonna do that, it's why, again, like what Marlene said, it's if you can't trust them, why be with them? If you're gonna have to feel like you gotta have your finger on them all the time, what's the point? There's gonna be some moments where something suspicious kind of happens, and you're gonna have to trust that they had good intentions, or it wasn't supposed to go down like that, or anything like that. So if you can't do that with something like a trip, and all the moving parts, what's gonna make you feel like you can do it in a greater situation? And I don't know. It just seems a little wild to me. But Marlene said I can never be with somebody controlling and jealous. It's just not her cup of tea, not her speed. All right. So that was that first one. I just kind of wanted to throw that one in. That's a little, not necessarily icebreaker, but just a little way for us to get into it today. But again, that one right there, is that a justified reason to try to break up with somebody, or is that just being a little messy? I'm not gonna lie. I say it's neither. Yeah, I say it's neither of the two. I think it really is controlling and showing a little insecurity for that one right there. So yeah, exactly. If you can't trust, don't be together. All right, but for this next one, so that was the first one. His wife was his fiance was getting ready to go on a girls' trip. Everybody has had some infidelity, and he's not necessarily entrusting her in that situation. Well, we're going to get into this a little bit more. This is like when a breakup has already happened. Okay, so this one, she needs some help as of right now. This is currently going on. So imagine this situation. She has a living boyfriend, so that means they got together, decided let's go ahead and I guess move in together. And they just been having some issues, right? Things had just not been going real good. Nothing in terms of being faithful or anything, just their chemistry. They had a vibe with each other when they first were getting to know each other, but then things had just kind of sizzled out, and the relationship seems like it's run its course. So she's being very vocal in terms of where she's coming from, where her standpoints are, and he's like, "Oh, I understand, I get you." Well, just the other day, she decided to just say, all right, she's ready to be done. She's ready to break up, move on and move forward. No bad blood. She's coming, just laying it all out there. All right. A normal response would be maybe accept it, maybe ask why, all that. Well, he just said, okay, right. And their living conditions and all that, they kind of talked about how that was going to go once they broke up. She's has the lease, and he's going to go find another place. Well, the issue is now that they've broken up, he decided that he's not going to leave. All right. He's saying this is my territory just as well as yours, and he is trying to stay. So this is not going as planned. It's not going as negotiated. They just, again, broke up. No bad blood. He seemed like he was cool with everything, and now he's refusing to leave. He's got money. He's got all the resource to do it, but when she's talking about it, he's just saying no. So what do you recommend for this young lady in this situation right here? Again, living boyfriend won't necessarily accept the breakup, and he doesn't want to move out. He got to go. That's what.
Really, like, I don't know how we're going to figure it out.
He got to go.
You don't write him a 30-day notice. You got to go in 30 days. Mm-hmm. Don't let me help you out.
Okay, so don't do that.
You don't want me to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right there, like what Queen Lenora said, make sure you do something like that. Write your 30-day notice, get your back covered legally and all that, and then proceed to move forward. One thing, I mean, you could probably worry about is this person now is kind of in close proximity, and again, they acting up and stuff like that. But worst comes to worst, you send that 30-day notice, that person's still giving you a hard time. It's not your responsibility no more. Like what Queen was saying, go ahead, throw that stuff out, do what you do what you gotta do. Marlene, she said you better change them locks. All right. That's a good one too. I mean, get that lock changed. You know, he can still, I guess, be living there, but can he get in? And you know, so that's another way to get through that as well. I mean, I could see one of the worries in that situation being like, what could that person do? You know, because if they are defiant in that area, you know, love makes people go crazy. He's not necessarily, it's not clicking in his head what's going on. I will also make sure you let your friends and family know of the situation. All right. And maybe you got certain friends and family that can make some things happen. But just give them that tip, let them know so they can at least have an idea. You know, if something came up, something happened, we know who it is. We know exactly what they was doing. So, but ideally, before it gets to that point, make sure again, like when Marlene said, change them locks. Queen North said, put that 30-day notice in. If the acts are becoming a little too crazy or anything like that, file a police report. Do what you got to do because you don't want to compromise your life because of somebody else's actions. All right, so that was another breakup conversation I wanted to have too. This is post breakup, person not necessarily having clarity. So I think that's kind of a good conversation to have, good conversation to get into. Okay, so for this next one, this person wants to know kind of what they should do. This is not necessarily a breakup, but it kind of feels like it at the same time. All right, so this guy, right, you've been talking to this girl and he's just really feeling her. No matter what, he's always there to talk to her, to have that conversation. But her issue, she just can't get over her ex. So anything that they talk about, it always correlates to the ex. It always comes back to that. And you know, he's not formally with her or anything, but do y'all think he should break it off in this situation? He feels again very invested. She's not giving anything back. Anytime he's bringing anything about relationship, it always swirls back around the ex. He's in a headspace right now. He just doesn't know what he should do next. All right, we got one right here from Everybody Loves Chris. Everybody loves Chris. You better go, man. You better leave. All right, what you saying, Queen Laura? So, again, he's really invested in this girl, but she's still invested in her ex. Queen Lenore say bye. I mean, again, cut your losses, man. Cut your losses. Cut your losses. Again, this one is not. I would say not necessarily like he's in a relationship with her, but he definitely should break himself up out of that situation. All right, I think right there it's clear again what the intentions of everything are, and it's not an issue to be a friend or anything like that. But I think you put yourself in a certain situation when you are trying to give yourself, but that other person isn't willing to do the same, and it's just fine. You just kind of got to accept it for what it is. Maybe time moves past and things can pick back up, but I feel as if right now, you know, don't even force anything. Let her have her time, let her have her space to kind of, you know, evolve and grow over this situation, get over this situation. So this one right here, we getting a breakup out of the blue. So this just came up out of nowhere. And Queen Lenore gave me that confusing face, and I feel that one too. I don't think any breakup is just out of the blue. So this girl right here, they both young. Says her boyfriend just broke up with her out of the blue, and he's saying now he doesn't want a relationship. So she's going through a tough time right now mentally. Her headspace is just not the best, and you know she often hung out in friend groups with him. They used to have their own, you know, friend groups and all that. She's kind of slowly been getting a little separated and putting some space between her and those friend groups, and you know, hanging out with a new cast and new crew. But one of their mutual friends told her that her ex admitted that he was lying and didn't want a relationship. So again, I don't. This is not even with her current situation. This is just something that happened with one of the friends in the group. He knows her ex, and then they started having a conversation about her ex and all this. And they both are just kind of in high school, so this is kind of, I guess, normal conversations. She, I guess, hearing this new information, it just started becoming more frequently a conversation. And she, again, the boyfriend, I guess, he wasn't feeling this. All right, he didn't vocally say anything because it doesn't say that he expressed anything, but I'm gonna just say he was feeling some type of way. And all this escalated when one day she was feeling a little angry. She was having a little issue, a little argument, and he just blew up. All right, he blew up. He said, "I know what you've been doing. I know what happened and all that." And you guys are probably like, what do you mean? Well, it turns out when she heard about what had happened with her ex, she decided to kind of get some clarity. So she decided to text her ex. She decided to dive into that conversation. And one day they was chilling. She went to the bathroom. He clicked her messages, and there was a whole bunch of paragraphs. It wasn't sent, but it was about to be sent to the ex, talking about this, that, and the third. So again, he didn't say anything, and it escalated into this now where he's got all these different feelings, and she was wondering kind of why this was all happening. We got to welcome somebody in. All right, she lit. We got to go ahead and welcome in 755 Media. Y'all go on in, hit my girl up. We got 755. All right, we lit. All right, she's saying hello and sending smooches. Nice to see you, 755. So overall in this situation, his girlfriend felt like she was broken up out of the blue. What seems to have happened is her boyfriend got tipped on her, again, communicating with her ex. He seen her phone one day, and there was a whole paragraph written. And even prior to that, they have a familiar friend group, and somebody has started that conversation about her ex, and it's just been a constant thing. So it seems like it was weighing on him in his mind, and she feels like it was all out of the blue. But what I feel in reality probably happened is he was feeling some type of way but didn't say anything. Didn't want to probably come off insecure, jealous, or anything like that. And then he blew up when he seen her messaging her ex. Now they at a point where they both was trying to break things off, break up, and he's not feeling her no more. Do you feel like it's justified? Do you feel like it's not? How do you feel about it?
I don't feel like it's justified only because my thing is this. If you have a problem and you don't talk to your partner about it, they can never give you an
Fix it.
answer.
Yeah, no.
And they can never, you guys can't discuss it, like, period. Like, I might talk to my ex, but I'm definitely going to tell Chris, okay, so, Joe contacted me and said blah, 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 blah. So I said so.
Yeah.
Now you want me to talk about it? Like, you want to be friends. And if I feel like I want to be friends, I would tell him, if you're going to be friends with me, you got to be friends with my husband.
Yeah.
That'd be how that is. Then I'm going to have to tell Chris, and Chris going to have to be like, oh, I ain't going to be a friend. And I'm like, lose sight, we ain't going to be a friend. Call it like, literally, that's what you want to include. And that's why I think a lot of relationships fail. Because people don't want to talk about the thing that might make them look jealous, or that, oh, it's not even worth bringing up as a topic. Yeah. Or I don't want to argue about the situation. They have all these different reasons why they don't want to communicate. And then it is out of the blue that's a breakup because only one person knew. So you're the only one been holding it down, been mad for a while. So it ain't out of the blue for you as the person that's breaking up with the person.
Yeah.
It's out of the blue for the person that you're breaking up with because you chose not to discuss it with that person. And so even if you discuss it now any emotion that happened, you're already on level 100 where she's going to be on level 5.
Yeah.
Because you didn't include her when you was on level 5. So again, that would be your fault as usual.
Not as usual, but not as usual. Well, like what Marlene said, but if you're looking at the phone, that means you don't trust.
I'm not always saying that because I don't look at Chris's phone, period, because I don't even find nothing exciting. But once in a blue, I might just go in the store. Not that I'm looking for something, just what are you looking at? When you're on the phone all day, what you looking at? Because when I'm on the road, we know when we're looking at Amazon, Temu. What you looking at? Like, okay, that
Oh, and your agency.
and my agent. So then you know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like you hear it all the time. I'm discussing. I might go to him and say, "What are you looking at?" Not like I'm looking at him, looking for him to look at
Expecting
some
something.
girl
Yeah,
or
yeah.
anything. It's not even nothing in my mind.
Mhm.
It's just like you on the phone all the time. Why
I'm gonna
did you
pick
do
up.
it?
I'm gonna pick up for that one too. I don't think his intention was to find anything. I think it was just that's what was on the page when he opened up or put the little passcode or whatever in. He turned on the phone, and that's what he seen. And that's what sprung him into that. And yeah, I mean, again, if you snooping around and all that, definitely. But I don't think this one was a case where he was necessarily looking for it. But if he was, I mean, we don't know all the details. We wasn't there, so he could play it off and try to play it one way the way he typed it. But um, if he was, I mean, he ultimately got what he was looking for. But in this situation overall, I think communication is definitely key, and that's one thing that again.
I think the reason it made him look like he's snooping is because he didn't open his mouth enough.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
opened his mouth up and said, I'm going through your phone. And I thought you were talking about your ex-boyfriend. Why?
Mhm.
I think that would have took the snooping out of it.
Yeah.
But I think I would have thought probably it was snooping too. Because I'm like, if you gotta be secretive about it, then it's stupid. Like I'm not gonna be secret. I'm gonna tell Chris why I'm looking at it. I'm what you looking at through the phone, and I'm going through the phone. It's a conversation while
Yeah.
it's happening. I'm not trying to be sneaky or trying to investigate. I think that's why she's saying,
Yeah,
he's
if
snooping
you're looking for the
because
phone, yeah,
he
yeah.
made it look. He
It made
it
itself
look.
look like he was doing that. Yeah.
If he would have just been saying, I was on your phone, I think you gotta talk about your ex. What's that about? That would have took away the snooping situation.
Mm-hmm.
But because he didn't, that's why he finally said that he was stupid. Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, and I mean, I can't lie to you. I mean, either way it goes, I think it all boils down to communication. All right. He got these feelings. He's got obviously feeling the type of way, but he's not expressing it to his partner. So again, she's in her own lane, her own world, doing what she's doing, living her life, thinking everything is fine and dandy. And here he is bearing all these different feelings. And one thing exactly it's his. But I think one thing is, especially within a relationship, if you're with somebody, you feel like you want to grow, you want to build with them, there definitely needs to be that vulnerability. And like what Queen Lenora was saying, right? Oh, you don't want to seem like you're jealous or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if you feel some type of way, those are human emotions, all right? You see something you don't like, it's obviously going to bother you. If you feel something, you need to express that, let that be known. No ifs, ands, and buts about it, all right? I think that should at least be conveyed in some kind of way. And like Queen Lenore said, if he was just kept it stamped in the process of how everything happened, it would make more sense. And he would be able to confront it a little bit better. There would have been some conversations in between things to be had that weren't done. So I just think that one kind of cleans itself up all with a healthy dose of communication and expression. And honestly, when you are in a relationship and you do all those things, even as the party hearing it, I feel like that just shows more of an investment. Oh, you're not gonna have that wall up or anything where you feel like you got to be so hard or whatever it is. No, you just let me know that's where you're coming from. That's why you have an issue, and that could be more of a benefit to the relationship than not more of it. Definitely a benefit to the relationship in comparison to what's been going on right here, where things blew up. Now you're over here talking about this is the breakup and all this different things. So that was another situation of a breakup I wanted to kind of get into. And just cruising over what we talked about today. We talked about, the fiance going out on a little bit of a trip. Talked about the guy being really invested in somebody who's not invested in him, invested in their ex. And then we even got into a little bit of a conversation where no, I think that was the one we just had, the one we just got into. And so, with that being said, um, let's go ahead and kind of jump into our next one. So here we are. This person is having an issue. All right, we're gonna see if this one is this a justified breakup or do you feel like it's not. Um, all that to say, we got some people who are a little bit older here. All right, not quite midlife, definitely younger, but a little bit more experienced than some of the other people we talked about today. And with that experience comes past relationships. So this person, they had a little chemistry with a past partner. They had a 9 year long relationship, and you know things just end up not working out. And so here they are a little bit later in life. They're in a new relationship, and things are getting a little bit more serious. Things are escalating. We talking about future. We talking about settling down, and that's just kind of where it's at right now. I mean, from the outside looking in, it could be like engagement should be coming up pretty soon, and all that good stuff. But what happened was in this situation here, that past partner of 9 years sprung back into the picture. All right, so this is a gentleman here, and while he was out, he's doing a little grocery run. His ex of 9 years came back in the picture, and he was overthrown with emotions and all this different stuff. They had a conversation. They were talking for all long, and it felt like there was no time made up, no time lost. Everything was made up, and she was talking about how everything was going with her life. Seemed like she bettered herself in the areas that he was having an issue with during their relationship, and now he's saying he's torn between his relationships. Should he leave the person he's currently with, or should he continue to pursue his relationship that seems like it's blossoming into a healthy future? Go to the past or create a new future? Uh, Again, he feel like he's torn between the two. What do you feel about this one, Queen of North? Again, summarize everything. The guy went, seen his ex of 9 years. All right, 9 year long relationship, real serious. He seen her at the store. They rekindled, new fires birthed. She grew up over that time, and she seemed so appealing. But on the other hand, he has a relationship that seems like it's blossoming into something and becoming something. And yeah, he wants to know, should he go with the peaceful, stable relationship that offers long-term security? Or should he take a chance on passion, emotions, and intense connections? He don't even know if there's a future in that, but he's uncertain, and that's where his issue is. What did you say?
How long has he been with the new person?
The new person that he's been with, again, he's let me see exactly how long, but he's been long enough for them to, again, talk about a future and really where they want to be. And it seemed like an engagement would have popped up probably within the next year. So, okay. So he spent most of his life in serious relationships. So this is 2 to 3 years he's been with this person already. From, I guess, dating them to being in a solid relationship to now where he's been thinking about proposing. 2 to 3 years to the 9 years in past. Again, he feels everything he wants to feel in this: security, shared vision, goals, ambition, all that good stuff. But then that 9 years comes by, and this is just a different emotion, different feeling, passion that he's just not quite feeling with the other. He's torn between the two. Truly torn. Truly torn.
He just don't want to be in a relationship.
That's what you feel it is?
It is.
Let's
Because I
let's
think
talk
if you
about it.
could
Let's
live
talk
with
about it.
somebody for 2 to 3 years and you are almost getting ready to propose,
Yeah.
one, you never took that relationship serious. It don't take 2 or 3 years to figure that out. So you done been there for 2 or 3 years. So this other woman as an ex is coming in the picture out of nowhere. Of course, it's
Mhm.
just to me like, okay, I'm coming out of the blue, and now I want to look at you for a relationship. So that means that she had to give you some type of hope or kindling
Mhm.
that we could be back together and work on our relationship. So then that first person, the new person, ain't even a thought process in your mind.
Yeah.
Because I put it this way, I could see any of my exes with me, and me and Chris wasn't even together 6 months,
Mhm.
and nobody could have got in between us at all. In 6 months, nobody could have got with. He wasn't looking at nobody, and I wasn't looking at nobody for the first 6 months of our relationship. You guys got years in there.
Yeah.
I've been with other people. My ex-husband longer than I had been with Chris at the time. I've been with my exes as longer than been with Chris. And none of them could come in and swoop up. I mean, I saw everybody when I was dating. When I was dating Chris,
Mhm.
everybody came out the women's. Everybody came out. And nobody was somebody that rumbled me up like, ooh, this is who I want to be with. We was happy. Like, and mind you, I was getting on Chris's last nerve when we were dating. And yeah, I was a butthead. So, and he wasn't looking at nobody. And I know I was like, he wasn't nothing I wanted to be with at the time. And nobody could get in between us. So that's why I'm saying he ain't ready for neither one.
Mhm.
He's just ready to be single.
You want
Because
to be
right
free.
now, anything, a fly could come in there. You know, we knew each other when we was in first grade. I was looking at you, you looking at me. And should I be with her? Not like, come on.
And I'm gonna echo Queen Nora's sentiment right here. I think again, when you kind of know what you want, you know what you got. Again, he's saying security, all that. If that's what it was, you wouldn't risk it for this situation. This wouldn't even be, again, a question that you have in your head. You already kind of have the answer in your mind already made up. Not kind of, you already do. You know, there's a sure sense of your feelings and emotions. If you feel like you are really ready to be with somebody and that's the future and goals or whatever it is, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Anybody can come up, anybody can pull up and talk about being in a relationship or anything like that. You already know where your headspace is. They can say whatever. They can say a million words. You already know what your answer is going to be because, again, you're invested in a different direction. So I think, again, like what Queen Lenore says, maybe just needs to get up out the game. All right, drop a relationship maybe in this stage in life
You just need to
and
date
figure
a whole bunch
himself
of
out.
people. Go enjoy
Hmm.
yourself. And that's how I think. I'm tired of people feeling like they can't just date a whole bunch of people. I know society just makes you think like you got. If I date you, you're a boyfriend and girlfriend. No, date. Maybe if you date, you will not. You will be ready to settle down. But because we just want to rush on into everything, then we look. Then it's like, oh my God, how cruel of me to date somebody. No, date. That means I ain't with nobody. I can see you. I can take you out on Monday, her out Tuesday, her out on Wednesday. You can have you a 7 day week dating if you want to. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it. But go out there and date. You're not ready to settle down because somebody can get catch up. And my thing is, y'all been together for 3 years. I'm telling you about me and Chris for 6 months. Like we got married less than 9 months. I think it was 9 months. Not what? Yeah, less than 9 months after knowing each other. So my thing is, if we knew it that strong, I know you know, in 2 or 3 years, nobody should be able to catch your eye, no ex or anybody. So my thing is, let it go. And you don't want the ex. Ain't nobody really jumping to go with the ex. Like, ooh, because even though
No,
that person could have changed, you still gonna always have that in your mind. So when she does anything that reminds you of the thing you didn't like,
it's
you're
gonna go
gonna
back. It's gonna be
regret
like a replay.
it. Yeah, you're gonna regret it.
Yeah,
So,
rewind.
yeah,
This
now,
sounds familiar.
yeah, now if you just want to date her, yeah, go ahead and date. Like I'm not against dating. Like enjoy dating. I know one of my best things of being single was dating. And and I know everybody goes, well, that was old school, but old school worked out. If that's what you want to call dating is old school, it worked out for me. It benefited me. I enjoyed it a lot, and I don't think you date and have a good time. Don't let nobody mess you up on that. Like make you feel bad because you want to date. Do that. You deserve it. Like, stuff. What you don't deserve to do is play with these women's emotion because you clueless and you not accepting it.
Well,
That's my saying, and I said it.
Queen Lenora said her piece on that one. We're gonna go ahead and look into another situation. This one's a little bit more deep, okay? This one, he's looking for some clarity. All right, we got a young man in this situation, and his girlfriend been together for 6 months. He's seen a bright future when they first got together, but things seem to be on a darker path now. All right, and again, they had an intense connection straight off the bat. Everything was really good. Everything's just strong, passionate, but it seems like they've came so far from where they started, where they are now. All right. So she's been battling some things mentally, and with all that, she's been acting crazy and irrational, and it's just not working. Like it seems like small things are popping up where they just have to have an argument or fight. And a few days later, she just casually says something about breaking up, which is constantly devastating him. All right, so again, we've been together 6 months. This happened about 3 months in, and this led him just feeling kind of angry. Like he's just more upset all the time. It's like, you're giving me a hard time here and there, and then you talking about breaking up. It's like, what are you doing? You're playing a game right now, right? Well, this is what happened. All right. They went to a date. They went on a date. All right. And she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and treat you. We've been going through a lot of different things recently. I'm gonna treat you. So he left his car. He let her pick him up, and they were gonna go on have a little moment, a little time. She wanted to surprise him, didn't want to know where he was going, all that good jazz, right? They get to the place. It's a nice little dinner spot, and his favorite food. Everything sounded good, right? Sounded like a good time. Well, then they get to arguing. All right. She's saying something, and he's like, "Are you really gonna bring that up right now?" And one thing leads to another, and she starts arguing with him and yelling at him in public. He got so loud to where he felt like all the eyes were on him. And at that moment, he walked out, called an Uber, and went back home. All right. And again, so now he's feeling humiliated. He's feeling, again, her mental's just all over the place. It even escalated to her eventually start even hitting him in public. And so now we're here right now where he's like really invested, but should he still try to make this work? What do you feel, Queen Lenore?
What was the argument up?
Argument was about something that a past argument, pretty much. She argued with him at least once or twice a week, even just because nothing's going on. So, it could have been, oh, he didn't call her back. One time he didn't call her, and then the next day she gave him 100 calls.
So what is the really issue? There's a really issue. And why you ain't calling it back is another issue. Like, I hate when you guys send in questions to us and back, yell at the other party, but you're leaving out major details.
Well, the reason why
The
reason why he didn't in that situation, I can't say for everything else. He just says he felt like these small instances was coming up for no reason. He felt like she was more nitpicking, right? But the reason why he didn't answer that call is actually because his phone was on silent. All right. And he didn't realize, he was chilling. He was having a little gaming session. He was just in his own mode. And what?
There's something for a woman to start nagging, or a man to start nagging. But it doesn't matter. For somebody to start nagging, somebody to start getting mad every day, finding a reason to argue with you every day, that means something happened. So either something happened, or we have not completed the argument, and you keep pushing it to the side. So it's just building up, and it never gets resolved. You don't have too many options. So either you did something
Yeah.
or you're not finishing the discussion of
No,
whatever is bothering. So
he
my
did
thing,
something with this. He in this one, right? In this where he says she feels like they were not spending quality time. They were spending time. They was just spending quality time, and in the time that they were spending together, he had low energy. But the reason why he felt like he had low energy is because of them arguing. So
to go back to what I'm
yeah,
saying,
exactly. Where does it come from?
to go right back.
Hmm.
So like I say, you want help, but you have to give me some words that help because all I'm hearing right now is she's mad about something. That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting.
Mhm.
She's mad about something, and you're not ready to solve it. You want it to be just done and over with. So since you don't want to be done and over with, you don't have energy when you're dating, when you
Mhm.
guys are doing stuff, because you're too busy trying to avoid the topic that you're trying to avoid,
Mhm.
or whatever it might be. Whatever the situation is, you're avoiding it. And so that's why you don't give the energy that you want to because you don't know when she's going to explode. Everything goes really smooth, but if she's pretty soon, she's going to explode. So you have to say, okay, let me deal with the situation. Because and then the other one is something you did. Because my
Mhm.
thing is, if you have a woman or a man and you make them feel secure in your relationship, a lot of stuff is null and void. But if you play passive aggressive, that's when you get more room for things to come in your head.
Yeah.
And like my prime example is like, let me look at Eli. Me and Eli, we are a business partner. But if I ask Eli a question, he gives me I call it a dumb answer because I think he's trying to play me as being dumb. He's like, no, I'm answering the question. So we already have two different opinions on this conversation. I'm saying if I ask you a question, I shouldn't have to ask you 20 questions to get to one answer. So if I go, I'm gonna give a simple thing. How was your day? He'll go, it was good. Well, what did you do today? I went out. Well, where did you go? Oh, to a friend's house. Well, who was the friend? It was a friend. Well, who was that friend? So all those things now, the more he's making
You heard it.
me
You hear it.
talk,
She already sounded like frustrated.
yeah, the more he's talking, the more frustrated I'm getting, and the more I feel like you're hiding something. And he's like, I answered your question. And my mind is, I just want you to just say, I was doing good. I was over at Joe's house kicking it. We chill, we laid back. There ain't nothing about it. That's all we did. That's all we did. Yeah. Y'all didn't do nothing. No, that's why I came home early. Or, I ended up taking a nap because I was like, dang, I'm so bored. And I had to tell her I got to go because I about to take a nap because this is how bored I am. That would eliminate so many issues. He wouldn't feel like I'm nagging him. He wouldn't, you know what I mean? But for some reason, men have this mindset that because we asked a question, I'm going to give you this generic answer and it's supposed to be all right. But as women, I don't want to ask you too many questions when you can do that. Because if you ask me, oh, how was your day? Oh, it was great. Or where did you go? Oh, I went over to Sally's house and we went to this and this and this. That girl's crazy. So we done gave you everything. You don't even have a question to ask. But the only question you probably would have to ask is, well, how did the seller respond to that? That's pretty much all you can say. Because we done answered everything before you get there. Now you're talking to them.
They
And,
take it very literal. You're like, oh,
and it is not, the thing about it is, it's not literal to women.
yeah.
So now you're thinking we're nagging, now you think there's issue. Now what you did was make us think you're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
He can't cheat on me, so now like, why are you avoiding it? Like, what do you not want me to know as your business partner that you have to be so secret?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever you try to do is really coming at her in a different level and it's hidden. So if you want to break up, we understand it's probably gonna be best for both of us because literally I'm not playing this game with you. And my thing is, as you being her man, why would you want her to have any doubt in your relationship? Why would you give her anything to make her feel like you're not being loyal and faithful to her? And that's what you're doing. That's what I'm assuming because it has, like I said, it's the two things. So, and to me, that's what you're bringing to the table. And you're giving her doubt. You're giving her. That's why it seems like she's nagging and always exploding because you just don't want to talk to her. And to me, if you don't want to talk to her, that means you don't like her. There's no reason why you get. That's why I tell Eli, you don't like me. If I gotta ask you 20 questions to get down one question, no. Where did you go? What you do? That nailed it. You could have answered it in all different ways. But if I gotta ask you every 5 seconds a different question, I go, well, you don't like me. Oh, you must not like me because there's no way you want me to get mad. There's no way you want me to be frustrated. There's no way. You would have some kind of understanding that you wouldn't want your woman mad at you. And I'm not his woman, but I was auntie. You wouldn't want me mad. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, but if Eli told you and came to a story with you, my auntie always yelling at me. She always fusses. She always got this to say. Because you weren't answering the damn question in that case. And all the women are going to understand the woman, and all the men are going to understand the men. But what are you going to say? I want my woman to have nothing but trust in me and know that I got her back 100%. And I love her fully. What are you going to say? I'm going to put my pride to the side and make sure my woman is happy. Like, after you give us so much, we can't really be mad about a lot. But when you are neglecting us, and that's what that is, neglecting us, then we have issues. And you can go, that I don't feel like that's neglect. It ain't about your feelings. You can't tell me how I feel. All you can do is say I wasn't trying. But that means nothing if I keep telling you what the issue is and you're not giving me the issue. If you say I don't like chicken, I don't want chicken ever again in my life, and every day I make a chicken, you don't feel like you don't care about me. Like, oh, you don't love me because you know I don't eat chicken. But you put chicken on the table. You now all of a sudden, the moment I don't want chicken, you don't know how to cook steak, pork, you don't know how to cook none of that. Like you don't know how to do beef, hamburgers, like meatloaf, meat, spaghetti. These things I normally get. Now you don't know how to do it. That's how you look at it. But men don't look at it that way. And
Yeah,
that's
look,
why
except
you're
for I eat chicken.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Mhm.
literally, pay attention to your woman. And for the women that act the same way, pay attention to your man.
I think that one right there. I mean, Queen Lenora said she gave her take an opinion on that one. There's a lot of different things that Queen Lenora said and stuff that you can take in and really, try to understand. She gave some real situations and scenarios to kind of correlate and place that with. For this next one, all right, we get into some baby mama drama, all right. So again, this guy, he has a good relationship with his ex because they have a child, but he knows they're just not going to work out. He's decided to move forward. Definitely dated around. Definitely, has been in the dating game. Well, he stepped out and he was like, "All right, got me this girl I really want to pursue a future with." They again get to know each other better, all that good stuff, and now they're living with each other. All right, she's staying at his place, and everything's going good, going fine, going there. All right. Well, apparently things weren't going so fine, nor so dandy. All right. A bit of background. So he's got again the daughter. He's got two daughters actually. He's got one that's 4, one that's 2, and he was a young dad. He just was stepping into his 20s, and he already had these babies coming up. So again, he's a little bit older now, and he's kind of put that relationship in the past. He's ready to move forward. He got with a woman that's a little bit older, hoping that she would, be a little bit more mature, have a different standpoint, and not look at it like baby mama drama. All right. Well, all that to say, both of his daughters are definitely spoiled and everything by him, and he tried to give them everything, and he just tries to be a good dad. Let's just say he's very involved. He tries to be the best dad he can be. Well, this new girl just kind of talked and was like, I'm kind of uncomfortable about like how invested you are in your daughters. Like you're always trying to be at everything that they do, and like it's like it's really just a turn off. Like you're just doing so much. You're always trying to be this place. Like we spend time together, but it's like anytime it comes to your daughters, it's like you jump in to do it, and I'm not feeling it. And I just kind of want you to I kind of stick to more of a schedule, like minimize your time seeing your daughters. And he was very put off by this conversation. He was like, ain't no way, like, it's all love with my daughters. I want my daughters to feel love, this, that, and the other. Gave his whole speech and spiel, and it concluded with him kicking her out of the house and breaking things off. In this situation, do you feel like that's justified or not? All right. All this to say, guy got a baby mama, got some kids, constantly jumping to spend time with the kids. His current girlfriend let him know he wasn't feeling that. She wasn't feeling that, had some disdain. And she had her conversation about it, and it led to her getting kicked out the house and broken up with. We're going to go ahead and welcome somebody in. She's in the place. She's saying, hello, we've got the one, the only, Stays in the building. Nice to see you. All right. Listen, 755 said, oh, Lord, not my baby mama drama. Said, I'm popping my balloon. So, for that one there, how you feeling about that, Queen? I mean, immediately my mind is going to kicking out like that's wild. All right, even I feel like there's conversation stuff to be had. If you want a future with somebody, you're not gonna just put them out like that, put them in that situation, no matter what's going on. I mean, you not no matter what's going on, but in that situation like that, she letting her know this thing like be known and everything like that. Even if you was done with her and all that, I don't think that results in an immediate put out. Like he kicked her, like just get up out the house, like kicked out. Like it's no different than when you're in the car and tell somebody to get out, kicked out. They ain't got nowhere to go, kicked out. So I just think that handling it that way definitely wouldn't be what you want to do in terms of even if you wanted to have an actual relationship with this person. You was all done and all that, not right, but I could have that understanding. But if you actually, still saying, oh, you might could work things out or pick things up, that's kind of out of the door with that. But how do you feel about that, Queen?
Well, it's hard because ultimately, it's emotions, and sometimes people are just not going to sacrifice their relationship with having the kids over somebody new. And so it's always the way you approach it. If you approach it in a way that you are sensitive to knowing that the kids is going to always be a part of your life, that's one way. But when you're trying to seem like everybody got to be removed because I'm in the picture, you got to go. Because you have to look at it this way. If a woman would have did that and kicked you out, everybody's more understandable. But because you're the man,
it's not the same.
But ain't no woman gonna allow some new dude to be saying what to go on with their kids. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it's really the way you word it. Like anytime I dated a guy that had kids, because I knew I didn't want to do this. But anytime I dated a guy that had kids, I always made that man feel like that he was second best. Like the kids is always because I'm a kid person. Like I'm making sure the kids are protected and everything else. Now I'm very strict with kids, but I'm very
that's where you was gonna be at. You're gonna definitely, embrace the kids. It's not gonna be no offense. So you like
second fiddle to this relationship. And I think that's what it made a man always feel good. Like I can leave my kids with Nora. I don't care how much she don't like the baby mama. I don't care how much she don't like me and her to be arguing. If I came over there after me and her broke up and all that and dropped off my kids, I know my child is safe. And sometimes you are so worried about your feelings and emotions that it comes across as you either choose them or me, and you got kicked to the curb.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what Queen Nora said is very important. That it is all about again how you integrate. Like if you got this mentality, oh, this is such a he's a good guy and all that, and I really want to be with him. Taking that perspective, I guess, of like competition. Like you don't want it to even seem like there's any issue, any point of tension when it comes to that, because people don't play with their kids, And if you get with somebody with kids, you gotta have that in mind. They gonna be willing to do anything for their kids, especially if it's a split up kind of thing, and they only get like it's like a joint custody, and the time is kind of hard to line up. Especially, as I'm in a man's position, a lot of times the custody is gonna go majority to the woman. So if they don't have a split 50-50 or anything like that, and he's wanting more time, he's getting any time that he can get to see his daughters, that's his priority at that time. He definitely wants a relationship, wants to pursue something with you, and y'all can have your own kids down the line. But this is what he's going on in his current moment. Same thing goes for a woman. A woman is, it's just how it is. The kids really matter. Kids are very important. So they're going to play priority. And if you are not able to accommodate for that and all that, then this might not be the kind of dynamic that you're in for. And I think, like what Queen Laura said, even if you were having some issues with it, the way that you communicate it is very important because it is very delicate. People don't play about their kids, and rightfully so. So I think that one right there is a good way to conclude everything. Queen Lenora got into that one real well. 755 said, I saw a short of a great couple. All right, 25 great couple's 25-year anniversary, and they ate steak. It was awesome. I wonder what you talking about right there. A short was it on YouTube? 755. It was a short. Yeah, shorts is on YouTube. So, I mean, I wonder where you could have found that at 755. I mean, shoot.
Hang out with her.
So again, with that one being said, I think that was a good kind of way to touch up on that and get into that conversation. But I do want to bring, I guess, another kind of conversation into it. All right. And here we go. Okay. This person is talking about a breakup checklist. All right. I want to see if anybody in the chat is going to do a breakup checklist, as well as Queen Norm. Okay. So here we go. This person says, I'm leaving my fiance of 5 years soon. We share a rental home, bank account, and credit card, amongst many other things. All right. What should I do before packing my things up and leaving? Looking for any kind of advice in this situation. Joint account, rent a home together, so they both got the same living situation, and a joint account, bank account also comes with a credit card that they both use. They're splitting up now. What should be on her breakup checklist? All right. What do you recommend?
Actually, I want a breakup checklist.
Yeah, breakup checklist.
So I'm breaking.
You come in and they was just about to get married. Like they joined everything. Everything was all in, and then it all fell through. But now that it fell through, she's trying to pivot and pick up and like, what's those things that she should now do? Now that everything been paying out. What's her checklist?
You gotta find your place to live.
Okay.
So my first thing is make sure you save some money and let them ready to move out.
All right.
If you want to move out, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever you stand, let it go. Slowly take your name off the lease. Slowly take your name off the bank account. Because a lot of people want to get the notices on those things. Mm-hmm. And when they do, just hurry up and remove the notice of it. Call it a day. And just slowly move and clear everything out. Take what you're going to take. Move that slowly out the house. And then when you're ready, when those things are, so you got a secure place. You might have to buy your car. If you don't have one, if you have a car, then that's good. Your name is on the lease or on the thing. Make sure you take that off. Um, so those are the things that you want to make sure you do. Like make sure you remove everybody's name off of whatever the assets are that it's on there.
Okay.
And then move out. Like there's really not a lot to do unless you have kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then you gotta come up and have them sign an agreement where you guys are doing like a joint custody and he follows the rules and he signs it without paying any no attention.
All right. Well,
And not like you're sneaking it, like, just in case anything happens, let's do this stuff early while we are in love with each other, while we're in a good mood.
mm-hmm.
Let's get how we would want to do these things. So let's always be prepared because what happens is I don't know what type of woman I'm going to be if we break up.
Mm-hmm.
I might keep the kid from you. This way is to secure you.
Yeah.
And to secure me. So we can have that. So then you're like, we're not planning for a breakup, but just in case.
Just in case, you got a contingency plan.
We
like,
don't want to look like
it's
these
all gonna
other
be good.
baby mamas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just slowly do those things, and that's what you
It'll all work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 755 said, yep. It was a dude named Chris who everybody loves, and then a gorgeous queen. All right. Stay safe. Number 1, stash the money. Number 2, whose name is going on the mortgage? Because you might need an attorney. He said number 3, secure a packing company and be ready when he goes to work.
Amen.
Number 4, new phone. Who this?
Okay.
All right. So that's what Stace is saying for her list. Queen of North saying you know if you got some kids, you better get that joint custody. You better get that custody agreement, whether it's joint now, whatever. Get that understanding. Get that cleared. Yeah, I feel like y'all. There's nothing else I could really add to that. I mean, again, getting your name up off that account or taking your money out or whatever needs to happen in that area. I think this is definitely some good information for people who might stumble upon themselves in that situation. Because like you are gearing up to spend the rest of your life with somebody, and then all of a sudden that's not happening.
Yeah.
So that's a big shock. It's probably going to be hard to even piece everything together while that's all happening. So checklist, I mean, it could sound funny to some people, but it does actually sound really important to kind of have some key things that make sure that you do before you move forward. Covering your back and, being safe and secure during this whole process. 755 said, look, Stace ain't playing. All right. It's not even a game. She's not even trying to be funny.
And I'm on her side. 100%.
Man, so that was that one. Breakup checklist. I felt like we could have that lead a little bit of a conversation, kind of switch it up a little bit. So we are just kind of talking about, again, breakups and everything today. So again, that was one of the last conversations I wanted to bring, but I also do kind of want to step in with this next one. All right. This one right here is just nothing but a bad situation, I feel. And I think this one is, I guess we'll probably all be in the same feelings with this. All right. You got a boyfriend, girlfriend, young relationship. Things is going good. She really been feeling it. They done got to know each other. Things is going good. We started meeting the family. Just all that kind of stuff. They have their moment of youth and just, coming together, all that good stuff. And, the conversation came up with kids. All right. Kids came into the conversation. She's talking about, how many kids are you planning on having? He gave her his number, timeline when he wanted to have kids. But she's like, all right, well, what if I was to come up pregnant right now? What would that expecting kid? Like, what would you do right now? He said, I'm not going to lie. I would break up with you. She doesn't know how she can overcome this in this situation. All right. So all that to say, young couple right here, learning each other, talking about futures. She asked him, how many kids are you planning to have? He told her, asking, oh, what do you see the timeline on that? He told her. She sprung up the question, what if I were to be pregnant right now? What would you do? And his response, immediately, without hesitation, oh, I can't even lie, I'll break up with you. Again, she doesn't know how to feel, overcome with emotions. What do y'all feel about this? Queen Lenore, what you feeling about this? It's don't seem kind of wild to you.
I don't know. I think you just feel like you're trying to trap them.
All right, Queen, wife, how are you feeling about this situation?
Huh?
How are you feeling about this situation?
I would think.
Well,
But it depends, yeah, like mom said. It depends on how long they were together. Maybe it does feel like.
trap,
But
yeah,
if you're together
entrapment or
for
something like
2 months
that.
and you bringing that up, I would.
Stacey said, well, she knows what to do today because it takes two. All right. So, I mean, I think that, again, situation like this, I could see both points of views. All right. Again, it seemed like he's not opposed to even having kids or talking about a future or anything with her. Maybe they just are not that far along. I mean, it seems like, again, they are still getting to know each other and they are having this conversations. But at the same time, she's again taken aback now by this answer. I can see her being taken aback. Her head and everything is in one area. No, she's not pregnant at all. She was saying hypothetically. She was asking him, it's just a conversation they were having. And
Well, if you just we asking,
Yeah.
Let me say if I'm pregnant now because that means you're trying to trap me, especially if you're saying you don't want kids right now.
yeah,
Those are things that you kind of messing up. When you said, you tell me, do you want kids right now? No, I don't want kids right now. I want to get this. Well, I'm pregnant now. Oh no, we're not doing that. We ain't not doing that. And that would be me as a dude. Like, no,
Yeah.
we ain't doing that.
Mhm.
Because you done seen too many men get trapped in that situation.
Yeah.
No, no. I have to go. Bye. And he probably, while you thinking about leaving, he already left you in his head. He just got to get out of the house and maybe hit it one more time before he goes.
dang, not the reality.
Yeah.
Not the reality coming.
I'm just
Oh my goodness. Well, 755 said, close them legs if you unmarried. All right.
Amen.
So Stacey said that part 755. Not my goodies. I think that one right there is, again, I think I can see both sides. I can see her feeling, taking it back. Oh my goodness. But I can also see him where it's like, all right, what are your intentions? And again, that is something that you see. We were just talking about baby mama situation. So, maybe he doesn't necessarily know you the way he wants to know you for that to really be the conversation. Again, y'all could talk about it. He tells you what his plans are and everything like that, but placing that in the right now, might not be his reality. And it seems like it's not. So, I mean, again, I guess that was just a general conversation piece I wanted to put up. Y'all, we've been talking a good bit about this and talking about, again, just breakups in general, different situations we can do. Last one we just talked about was a breakup checklist, breakup plan. We talked about a whole bunch of different situations in terms of people breaking up, how they handled it, should they handle it that way. And I think we got into some good conversation there. Stacey said he should be asking, who's the baby? Because he should be responsible enough to have any. Oh, okay. All right. So, and Stacey said he can't be trapped if he's prepared. He can't be trapped if he's prepared. Again, like I said, I can see both sides of the coin, and I can see both conversations. I think that is something that, unfortunately, has become something a lot of people do worry about or are kind of on the fence about, especially being as a young man. And I think at the same time, though, maybe his delivery and how he said everything, it just comes off really rude, comes off disrespectful, and again makes her feel the type of way. So
that's how he feels.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell everybody. You talking to people and you can't be going up there. Maybe it's how he did it.
I mean, but the delivery does matter though, because like if it was just
It
like
does, but he gave you his true, honest delivery.
yeah,
Now,
I mean you got to kind of take
if-
it for what it is.
Yeah.
But
Now, if you want to be nice, then you should say, "Can you tell me in a nice way?"
now see, no, okay. I don't know if everybody's thinking about that. If they having a normal conversation, right?
But you want him to think about it, but you don't think you think about it.
Listen, I'm not saying because I've been in a position. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm just saying.
Not even intentionally being in that position, but you're just not necessarily thinking about that. So I could say that's probably not necessarily even on his mind. He's just going straight off the bat.
Okay,
What
you
he's feeling.
should have said.
Yeah, I know.
In a nice way, I haven't got that question.
I know, but zooming out, I'm just saying I can see both sides of the fence. I can see that. All right.
I'm just saying.
Queen of Royal B, killing me. So that was the one I wanted to bring again to everybody. Like I said previously, we talked about lots of different situations with this breakup topic. We talked about, people with 9-year-long relationships on the fence about the current and the past. We talked even about, some less established relationships. Should they continue? Should they let go? We even talked about different perspectives, how, men and women can see things differently. So, yeah, all things I feel like was covered today with this topic at hand. And, if y'all want to drop anything in the chat, any kind of conversation that y'all want to kind of jump into, feel free to do so. So, yeah, and then even if it's a little off topic, because we can always get into it next week, but I feel like we had, a good little set of conversation pieces that we jumped into today here on Love Lounge. And if y'all, again, every week we do this. Every week we dive into a different discussion. Topic is always different. Even if we talk about stuff that's similar, we always switch it up a little bit. And today was, again, one of those ways we kind of switched it up. We just talked about breakups in general. We brought up some situations, some scenarios, gave our opinions, got some of y'all's. And, with all that being said, we're going to close out today, all right, by saying, remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. I want to say thank y'all all for watching. Y'all take care.
Bring me my money. So folk with rap energy can bring it groove. Bring me my money. Ooh, we work, yeah, we grinding. Membership strong, ain't no denying. Run me my money, respect the crew. You know how we do it. Now let's get to it. Look on Reeves, she stays so clean. Kicking it with the roots on the winning team. Boo bad side, you always keep it live. GJ3, drop a word, make the spirit rise. Transition 3, watch flex so cold. April showers got the new so bold. Event girls pouring up that mix. Oreo mouse got the color so crisp. Amateur required, keep the fish on deck. 7.5 media, got the paint strokes fresh. Stay scrapping magic so mean. House of that, stay running the scene. Leonard Doyle, hand so gifted. Essential oils got the vibe uplifted. Precious pieces bring that glow. Chill got the cool, let's start the show. We ain't playing, this the movement. Squad too deep, keep improving. Cash app, super chat, stack that check. If you rock with the crew, better show respect. Cause the squad too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause the squad too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause the squad too funny. Run me my money, run me my money, run me my money, cause the squad too funny.